I am a woman who gave 13 years of my life to a man who cheated on me since day one. But that is not actually the worst part of the story. The worst part is what his entire family did the moment I finally decided to leave. They did not support me. They did not ask if I was okay. They circled the wagons around the man who broke our vows. We met through church. His parents were devout Christians. They treated me like their own daughter from the very first time we met. From the start, I felt like I belonged with them. When we got married, his mom started calling me her daughter. His brothers and sisters treated me like I was blood, and I loved every one of them right back. For 13 years, I believed I had a second family. I spent holidays at their table. I helped raise his youngest siblings through difficult times. And whenever they needed money, I gave it freely. That is what family does for one another. I never hesitated because I trusted them with my whole heart. I genuinely thought this bond was going to last forever, and nothing could ever break it apart. What I did not know during all of those years was that my husband was cheating on me since the very first day of our wedding. He was seeing prostitutes and webcam girls online the entire time that I was raising our children. Pornography every single day of our marriage without any exception at all. An emotional affair with a coworker that lasted years. 13 years of calculated lies and deception. This was not a mistake or a single moment of weakness on his part. It was a deliberate pattern that he carefully maintained behind my back every night of our life together. While I was cooking dinner and tucking our children into bed each night, he was living a completely different life. One that I knew absolutely nothing about until it all came crashing down around me. About 4 years before the divorce, I discovered part of the truth for the first time ever. I was devastated, and I went straight to his mother because I trusted that woman completely with everything. I told her all of it. She sat with me. She listened to every word I said without interrupting me. She looked me in the eyes and told me she completely understood how I felt about the whole situation. She told me that if it ever happened again, even one more time, I had every right to leave him. So we tried reconciliation. I gave him another chance because that is what you do when your children depend on you. When your whole church community is telling you that forgiveness is sacred and marriage is forever. I believed him. He did not change even a little bit after all of that. As soon as we discussed separation, he signed up for a dating app. While we were still together under the same roof, while our children were sleeping in the next room, he was swiping. He started seeing someone new. And this is the part that really gets to me about the whole situation. He is the one who came to me first and said he wanted the divorce. He told me he wanted out completely. I agreed with him. I decided to move forward with the paperwork and the whole process. And then he suddenly backtracked. He wanted to try again. But by that point, I had already seen the truth of who he really was as a person. So I kept the divorce going. Because the cycle was never going to end. It just kept restarting over and over. Wait, let me be clear about something important. Continuing with that divorce was one of the best decisions I have ever made in my life. Almost immediately after I filed the paperwork, he proved me right by doing the same things again. More apps, more lies, same person, different day. Nothing had changed. And that is exactly when his entire family turned against me completely. The mother who told me she understood deleted me from the group chat. 13 years of being her daughter erased with one tap. There was a family emergency, and nobody told me about it. His parents and youngest sibling had been living in my house for 3.5 years, completely rent-free. I let them stay because that is what family does. I fed them. I gave them money from my own pocket when they needed it. When they finally decided to move out, they gave me a single day of advance notice. They packed up and left their stuff everywhere. Not one apology. Not one thank you. Not a single word of gratitude after everything I had done for them. The woman they called daughter for 13 years was suddenly just the ex-wife who was making their son look bad. I had given them money from my own savings to help them move. When I pointed that out, their response was, quote, "Money is not important." It is love that counts. Love. From the family that lived rent-free in my house for years. Then his sister pointed her finger at me and blamed me for taking the savings. About $11,000 total. My husband voluntarily gave me that money with his own free will. He spent far more than that on prostitutes during our marriage. Never paid a cent back. Not once in 13 years. But somehow, in their eyes, I am the villain for accepting what was freely given to me. Turns out his family was never truly my family at all. They tolerated me while it worked for them, and dropped me the moment it stopped being convenient. 13 years of love was conditional the entire time. Nobody told me the terms until it was too late. The single condition was my silence about everything he did wrong. The moment I stopped being quiet, I stopped being family. But the people at my church have been incredible to me through all of this pain and heartbreak. Complete strangers showed me more loyalty than people I called family for over a decade of my life. So when the cheater's family circles the wagons, what does that tell you about who they always were? If the in-laws turned on you when the truth came out, I want to hear about it. Drop your story in the comments below.